We're really excited to be going down to the Cactus Bowl in Arizona. I think the location is awesome. Who doesn't want to be heading to Arizona probably this time of year? Yeah, I know our coaches and players do, and hopefully at least part of the Husky Nation wants to come with us. And so we're really excited to go down there. I think Oklahoma State has one heck of a program. I've known about Coach Gundy for a long time, and know what type of staff he has and what type of athletes they have. And so it'll be a real nice matchup, a real competitive game, and we're excited to get a great opportunity to play in an awesome place against a really, really good program.
Coach, does this play into some of the experience you've had in previous bowl games as far as coordinating, just as far as logistics, getting down there, trying to incorporate a little bit of recruiting and so on when you're there?
Well, yeah, the recruiting will be going hard for the next week, and then we're in a dead period for a while, and so we'll really be able to hone into the game during that dead period. So that'll work good for us. But hey, it's always about recruiting. It's important for us to go down there and play well, and that certainly helps recruiting.
With that game being January 2nd as opposed to being before Christmas, does that give you a chance to get a little healthier, and how healthy are you?
Well, we're really pretty healthy for this time of the year. We've lost a few guys along the way, but overall, I think we're pretty healthy. I think what we really need to do is go practice hard, but practice smart. So some of these early practices, our young guys that have redshirted and maybe not played a lot are going to get a lot of really good work. But even our guys, that have played a lot for us, we got to practice hard. And we talk about it all the time. I don't want to just go through the motions. I want to get better. And I know that they will too, but they'll get some good time off this week to finish their finals. And then next week will be, game plan and some practice. And then they're going to get some time off to go home. And so that'll be different and awkward and unique because after that game, we start school again. So they will get a chunk of time in the middle of this thing where they're not doing any football for 5-6 days or so.
Is that a good thing?
I think it is. Well, it depends how we use that time. It can be a good thing. I think that guys need to get refreshed. Guys need to be with their families. But it's going to be, no timing and rhythm for 6 days. But I think if guys do it the right way and handle it the right way, we'll come back down to Arizona, and hopefully there's really good energy, and there'll be an urgency that we've got to get this thing going again in a hurry.
Is there a sense that these extra practices are especially important coming off your first season and kind of getting your hands, more on these guys, like you said, the younger guys especially?
I think they're important. I think anytime we're going to go out there and practice, it's going to be important. I really do. We got one of the later bowl games, and so you could have all these practice days, and we'll get some good practice days. But I am, and our staff is very mindful of the fact that, this is such a year-round process and grind anyways. I don't want to wear these guys out and be out there just to go through the motions. If our practice is a little shorter, that's fine. But let's go when we're out there and get better. And so I think that's important. It's not, everybody talks about, you get another spring ball in there and, all those things. Well, in some ways, in my mind, that's a little bit of maybe even some older school thinking where, the kids weren't around here in the summer and didn't train. Now, I'm still happy we got some extra practice times, but we have to balance this to keep these kids healthy, their energy right, their minds right.
When you had New Year's time bowl games at Boise, did you take that break in the middle, or was it typically you'd have the run up to the game and then take a break after?
That's a great question. I can't remember exactly what we did. We were on semesters there, so it ended a little bit later. We started school later. There was some good downtime in there, and I can't remember if we sent them home or not. I have to check I know what we need to do here just because of this quarter system and when we start again.
You have any thought on how the college football playoff rankings and top 4 came out?
Well, I think, I was talking to Jeff. We were trying to figure out how everybody did fare, and whether this thing is a 4-team tournament or an 8-team tournament. There's always going to be those 1 to 2 on the outside going, wow, those guys could probably be in this, and it's true. You're splitting hairs a lot. There's just no. You get to the basketball tournament, and there's 64 or whatever, there's always those last teams go, how did they not make it? So there's always going to be that. But I think there's 4 really good teams in there, and it is gonna be exciting and interesting to watch them play.
Do you know anything about Oklahoma State? Are you familiar with Mike Gundy?
Well, I am a little familiar with him. You know, a few years back, I made a pass through there and stopped and saw those guys for a day and watched them practice. I think he's done a wonderful job of building that program, and, you know, the whole thing, the facilities they have and where they've come from and what they're doing now, I think is impressive. And so I don't know a ton about him, but I do know that they've done some very good things.
Did you get a chance last night to watch the Boise State game? And given that was your old stop, did you take any interest in that? Or?
I always take interest in it. Shoot, I know all those coaches and all those kids were recruited over there, so I did see some of it. I didn't see it all. And I'm thrilled for them. And I mean that sincerely. It's awesome that they're going back to Arizona, and they'll have a great time there. And I'm happy for them. I really am.
And given your history with Arizona, having a couple bowl games down there, how nice is it just for you personally to get back down there?
Well, Arizona's a great place to go. I mean, this time of year, without question. And with a little luck, we'll get that true Arizona December, January weather. And I think our guys will really, you know, enjoy being down there and practicing and playing.
Adam, last one? It seemed like you've been putting on some miles, obviously, the last week in recruiting. What's the reception been like now that you've been here a full year?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you know, it's the reason that I wanted to be here is the power of of Washington. And I think that people really know that, you know, that this is and can be even more of a special place football-wise. But I think the school in so many ways sells itself, the city of Seattle and what's up here. So I haven't been surprised. I mean, I've dealt with Washington many years through those recruiting battles, and you know, we'll see how it goes, but it's been good.